Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 3, Round 2 of the Red Hours Racing League. We are here at the home of Ferrari. It is the Imola Grand Prix, and we'll be expecting some home field advantage for Shadow Realms, who is very much owed a bit of good fortune, and of course the tyre master himself, Eric Pinto. Few names on the list today that are either returning or have not raced for a long time. And we do have a debut today as well. Torre in the AlphaTauri is making a long overdue return to the Red Hours Racing League. We've got Thompson hoping to last longer than he did last week with that double DNF. But of course, he is back in Red Hours Racing League after a long absence. And then we have in the Aston Martin, BJ Cherry 91 making his Red Arrows League Racing debut today. And of course, Naz is he's been and gone. He's back in the Haas there today, and we are just getting ready to start up with the Imola Grand Prix. We'll have the qualifying as always, no sprint this week, and then what we will do, we will start, make our lobby, apply the penalties from last week, and then off we go racing. So if you're joining us for the first time, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn the notifications on. We are racing every single Monday live and full of drama, and we're expecting no less today. If you were here last week, you will notice just how much drama we had. I will be joined shortly as well by my co-commentator, Mr. Liam himself. But we are drawing close to that 8:15, where we just waited on the last few to join the lobby, and then we will go to our qualifying session here around Imola. And let us know who your picks are for the race today. After the reigning champion Jays took home the feature race win last week, with the gamble going on to the intermediates at I lost track of how many safety cars we had, but under one safety car, took the gamble, went onto the inters, and that paid dividends for him. And then as he pulled away, but he is one of several drivers that does have a penalty today. So no, regardless of where he qualifies, he will be dropping down the grid in the feature race. Other drivers with penalties today, Thompson has a penalty. I believe Chrissy does have a penalty as well for an incident with Oliver, I think it was, last week. Lannard was involved in that incident with Thompson that led to his DNF. And Jay, unfortunately, having a tussle with his championship rival, Aeon, that led to a penalty. Murph is all over this. Who am I looking at with Murph? So one good thing about the high-speed corners of Imola, there is plenty of overtaking opportunities in the 19 corners that we do have here. And we do have only the one DRS zone. Oh, Murph, I see him now. I didn't see him, sorry. Oh dear. Oh, I saw him bigging up in Discord. So we do have a rival for Hugs, who I don't think is here this week at the minute. So he'll feel well at home in that Red Bull. But yeah, one DRS zone, which is down the start-finish straight. Tactically, the detection zone is before the last two left-handers. So tactically, people can let themselves be outbroke and then get the reply and the cutback and the DRS. That has been shown. Of course, some highlights of this circuit. The Russell and Bottas incident is one that springs to mind in the wet, and of course that led to them being overcautious this past year, with the DRS remaining off for probably longer than it needed to, which obviously cost Charles Leclerc a race win there, and Max, who of course is the two-time champion now, took home the checkered flag there in the sprint and in the feature race. Of course, with the whole high-speed corners, we do have some very technical issues. Of course, turns 11, 12 and 13 can make or break your lap, and suspect several track limits to be exceeded there. So those penalties may start racking up throughout the course of the race because it's so easy dropping down through turn 10 into that turn 11. You can go wide there trying to get a good angle into turn 12 and then exit in 13 up to 14 and 15, which of course we saw Charles Leclerc come unstuck there because you have to ride them curbs, but if you ride them too much you're gonna lose the back end. And welcome to the party, my co-commentator Mr. Liam. How you doing, bud?
Not too bad yourself?
Yeah, can't complain. Got a bit of a tickly throat, so got my water here to try and muscle on through because, as we know, I need my voice for this.
Indeed.
So, who are we waiting on?
Have you started it?
The stream, yeah, we're live, yep. That's why I'm talking.
It's T. Kelly, I think.
He's here. He's in his Red Bull.
Oh, well, it's Hugs then.
And Calgon?
Right. Callum's here. Callum, I don't know why he's not chosen his team. Oh, no, he has. Hugs.
Okay. How long are we waiting for Hugs?
No, we're not. It's fucking 5 minutes up anyway.
It's Hugs in the Red Bull anyway?
Yeah.
We've got 2 Red Bull drivers.
To be honest, mate, I've got nothing to do with it. I'm sick of giving people seats and stuff right before I start the race. Let other people do it. So.
Hugs is in a Williams. Hugs is in the Williams, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in the Red Bull last year with Dan.
Yeah.
It's now him and James and Williams. So yeah, they're correct.
So we are just waiting on the last driver.
Up to Ant.
Is he even online? Let's have a look.
Nope.
He's not even online. I'd just go without him. Just tell them to ready up.
It's not up to me. It's all on. It's up to him. I don't know if he's in a party with him or if he's spoken to him.
Well, I'll just put an announcement in, we'll get going. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to shoot off into our qualifying session here around Imola. And as I said, it is the home race for Ferrari, so expect Pinto and Ben. As you can see, everyone readying up now. We are going to go. It's going to be a 19-person grid tonight, not the full 20. And as you can see there in the Alpine, we have a well-known driver, 2 of the other drivers. From Indigo, we have Czech, who is making his Red Arrows Racing debut, I believe. And it is going to be around the 19 corners of the Autodrome Enzo Edino Ferrari. Or, as we'll refer to from here on, Imola. So, we've got our qualifying session starting. It is dry. That's always a good thing, as we always know. It's been hit and miss here for a long time. So we have 18 minutes of qualifying, and then we'll obviously start the race, crash the race, and then set up our feature race with penalties all included. So who's going to be the first?
A little bit quiet. I'm just trying to scrub my tea as fast as possible.
That's fine. Who's going to be first to go to the track? And again, guys, if this is your first time joining the Red Arrows Racing League live, do drop us a comment saying hello in the chat. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you know when we go live. We have a Aston Martin out first, and it is the debut of Mr. Benjamin Cherry, and we're going to jump on board with him on his outlap here as we go through the track and show off what it is, as he's just going through the gears now.
One of your friends, the newcomer, I believe, Harry.
Yep, so here's the left-hander, drops it down there, turn 2 and turn 3, hit the outside, stay close to the inside there so you can floor it on the throttle there, around the outside. And now, this is all about bravery, how brave you get on that inside curb. And again, you probably have a few track limits there, those that touch the gravel. Now, interesting line you can take through this left-handed hairpin. A lot of people go tight on the outside, but you can get more actual traction and speed by going to the middle, not touching the apex, and then flooring up to the outside, and then up here, and there. It's a susceptibly fast corner, that one, and this is where the track limits are really going to test people here as you floor it. Hard on the brakes now, stick to the inside there, floor it, make sure you don't go too wide. Up into the curb corner here, the right and left hand, you've got to tack them curbs. Don't do it too long, you go wide like that, lose pace because it's all speed down here now as you get to that DRS detection zone. He does have, I think it's My Little Pony up behind. No, it's the it's Super Striker up behind him, the winner of the sprint last time. And here now, hit the inside as soon as you can, get the wheels in line, get off them curbs, floor it, the DRS zone, fast approaching, take a tight line through there, and Cherry's going on to his flying lap now. Let's see what the debut guy in the Aston Martin can do. He's got a clear track ahead of him here. He's taken up a lot of his battery on the outlap though, that's unfortunate. Nice tight line there. Touches that inside curb, beautiful line through turn 4 and 5 there. Comes towards the edge of section 1, he's gone a little wide there, lost a bit of time on the out there. Now which line's he going to take? He goes nice and tight, hits the apex, floors it to the outside now, and then up the hill under the crypto banner. He'll swing to the right to get a good angle on the left. Down the hill he comes now into that tough right-hander where you've got to stay in track limits. Hard on the brakes, hit the inside apex. Get the wheels in line, rub the outside curb. Doing very nice lines here so far. Gets to the left-hand side. Hard on the curbs here. Nice line. Better than it was on his outlap here. Now down the hill he comes. He's using a lot of that battery up though. It may cost him a bit of time here, as he's got 3 corners left now. The double left-hander now. All about against the outside curve there. Staying in line there. Don't go too wide. Now it's just floor it to the line. Take a nice tight line through that. And Cherry goes 1:18.7. Coming behind is Super Striker 1:17.5. Fantastic lap by Super Striker there.
Just My Little Pony with another debutant there. Sorry, Harry. It's Nazim Haas. I believe he's set purple sectors in 1 and 2. Yeah, just coming around the last 2 corners now, so maybe this
we'll jump on him now. For. Yeah, we're jumping on with the Haas now. Butler has gone fastest into the 1:16s. Thompson 1:16.7. The McLaren driver putting on a very good lap there. And Naz a 1:16.6. You're correct. He goes pole.
Yeah, very fast time from the newcomer there.
The other newcomer in the Red Bull, Murph, he's done a 1:19.2 on his first run here. And here we are now. Check on his outlap still. We've got Oliver now through sector 1. It's purple on his screen, whether that's purple for the pole or purple for... I think it does it for 10th place as well, is it?
Yeah, I think it does.
But the Mercedes here. Oliver showed some great pace in our opening race in Melbourne. Just too many errors. Cost him a really good finish there. And shout out to the driver of the day from Australia, which is voted for by the drivers after the race, and it was the safety car that won driver of the day in Melbourne. Very much deserved. Led the most laps, and Murph there has given himself a penalty for a collision with Butler.
Bert Mylander executed to perfection.
So here we go. Oliver across the line. It's going to be a P5 1:17.6. So let's jump on with Czech, because we know Czech's lost his front wing here. So no time going to be set by Czech here, because I assume he's going to dive into the pits. So I assume he lost that through the left-hander there. The back end must have just caught, because if you go on that inside curb a little bit too much, that's what happens there. Jays and Tor yet to come out of the pits. Tor has been out of the pits and he's gone back in. Do we think Jay possibly accepting that penalty and just going to do the one run?
Quite possibly. You know what Jay's like. He's a sucker for strategy.
So maybe just thinking I'll start at the back, accept the penalty. But you assume he would come out and at least try and get some laps under his belt. Chrissy on his...
So with 19 cars on the grid.
A P19 to a P9 could make all the difference here. As Chrissy is going to start his flying lap. Pinto went for a second.
The two championship battles that Jay's been in have been down to our last race, so I'm sure he'll be wanting to maximize the points.
Every point, yep. Every point matters. I have it on good authority that he has had a nice relaxing weekend in Newcastle, getting away from the stresses of the races. So he's gone away, refocused, realigned himself, so I'm expecting some big things from him at some point. As Chrissy's got a purple first sector here as well. Oh, very good line through there. Nice in line with the wheels through the two right-handers. We are ignoring all the yellow flags because we are just assuming their car's going slow at the minute. Through the right and left-hander there. Down the hill comes Chrissy now. He's not set a purple sector 2. So let's see where Chrissy can put himself. Of course, Chrissy was one of those that benefited in the rain in Melbourne. And it is going to be a 117 flat. And he goes P5 ahead of the Ferrari of Shadow Realm. Nice to see Ben back up there in the grid. And that is everyone's first runs done. Except Jay, Super Calgon and Czech. Because Czech had the incident, Calgon and Jay yet to leave the pits.
And Tor.
He came out. He's got a lap on there, apparently. He's back out now as well.
No, it's 19th for me.
Yeah, he's 19th, but he did do a lap, but he didn't set time. Like with Czech.
Right.
Cherry's had a very slight lap, trying to save that battery this time and also get some clear air here. He's P13 at the minute. As he starts his flying lap here. Thompson is on an out lap as well. Naz is just behind Cherry here, I think, on track. So we'll see if Naz is going to be impeded here. Jump on board with our provisional pole on his second run of the day. Whoa, a very tight line through there. Took a lot of the curve on the inside there. Not sure. Well, he's up. He's 59 thousandths up on his previous pole, so it's definitely the line to take.
Definitely closing in on that Aston as well.
Yeah. This is where Chet lost it down the hill here. No such problem for Naz. Hits that outside curve. Perfect line. Perfectly in the track limits. As he comes towards the edge of sector 2. How's he doing for time? He's a 10th. And a bit up on his previous pole lap here. I think he'll just get away with it. He'll probably get a nice drag on that Aston Martin, if anything, now. Drops down gears less than it would do if it's also gears there. Floors it to the line. Gets a nice toe from the Aston Martin as well. And it's a 116.5. He goes faster. He lost a bit of time in the third sector.
I think we've got another full traction manker in the server.
Thompson is up. He's a 10th up on his previous time at the minute. So we're going to jump on board with the McLaren. See what he can do on his second run. He's currently a 10th and a half down on Naz. Lost a bit of time to be there. 3/10 up. Thompson is flying here. Keep an eye on that pole position because it may be about to turn orange with all these purple sectors. We're having our very whoa, check a 116.2. What has Thompson got in reply to that?
I thought he was going to dive into the pits then for a second, Thompson.
P2. Just under a tenth and a half down on Czech, and Czech has set an absolute stonking lap there. Still no sign of Jay. He's still in the pits. Calgon is finally out on his flying lap now. Here in the Alpine. As we've got just over 6.5 minutes left of qualifying, so those that are down in the pits will have time now.
Chucked it into P3 as
P3
well.
P3 at 116.4, yeah.
Naz.
Calgon set a purple second sector. Again, I don't think this is pole purples. I think this is for P10 because he's 18th. I think it goes to the elimination one. So Christie's setting a very good time here for that top 10.
Either that or he lost maybe a good second. In
P9, 117.2. Jay is on his outlap. And he's nearly lost it. Back end was all over the place there for our championship leader and our reigning champion. Just trying to find a bit of clear air. He lets Ant through, that is.
Expecting Super Striker now just coming round to start his next lap. Expect him to be flying up the pack as well.
Yeah.
His next time. I believe the new driver to Red Arrows, I believe he pulled a third in the sprint. Or was it a win in the sprint?
He won the sprint, yeah.
The race?
Yeah, he won the sprint.
Great showing from him.
As Jay starts his flying lap in the Williams. Teammate is a no-show today. Think you pulled your headset out there, Liam. So through sector 1 comes Jay. It's purple. Again, I'm not sure if that... It's annoying that we can't see split times on these fastest laps on this screen.
It'd be good to compare. Good. Press triangle and triangle and kind of have them side by side.
Yeah.
I still...
No, he's gone wide there. He's gone wide. Lap ruined. Now is he going to back out of this lap and go straight again because he hasn't got time to go in the pits here? Yep, he's warming up the tyres again. He's going to try and save some of that battery, I think. Cherry, a P16, has gone 3 tenths quicker there, but not enough to improve any positions. He's still in P16. We've got Liam's number 1 fan in the chat.
Who?
It's a random bot and saying we've got hot photos here.
Alright. Just got to promote my side hustle wherever I can.
So Jay goes again. Here we've got Czech, who's not going to set another lap. Thompson is back out. Just about to start his flying lap. Naz is on the pits and on another out lap. Just over 3 minutes left. My Little Pony, he's down on his time at the minute. Super Striker, as you said, he's just over a tenth down on his time. He's dropped right off now, nearly 4 tenths down as he goes into sector 3. So Super Striker is not going to improve this lap. Let's jump back to the Williams and see what he's doing here. He's a tenth down on what he was, but he's actually kept it on the track this time, so he's definitely up. Yep, 2 seconds better now. And I guess that's going to improve massively in sector 3. Because at the minute, our championship leader is bottom of the pack. Let's see where he can put himself, of course. Thompson and Jay both going to be victims of penalties. It's a P8 for Jay. Not where he'd want to be, I think, with that penalty in mind. Let's see now with the Mercedes. Ant is slightly up on his time. Needs to find another 10th or two, though, to challenge Czech. Thompson's dived into the pits. He's not set another time. So obviously gave up on that lap. Wasn't obviously good enough. And Czech is not going to set another lap here. I think he's out of time pretty much, isn't he? I've got yellow flags, so I can't see the time. 1:49. Yeah, I'd say he's out of time to get out the pits and set a time. Again, that Mercedes is looking very dirty here.
He could get away. It's what, a 2:16 lap, is it? Not 2:16.
He has. He's doing an out lap. He is going to try and get round.
You can cut corners on your out lap to cut some time off the overall lap time.
But again, with a lot of people doing flying laps, it is not recommended.
No. It's about as welcome as spinning on the formation lap.
Yeah, exactly. Ant pulled out of this, I think, because it was a very tight line there. Yeah, he's definitely pulled out of this. It was the 122. He's going again. Let's see where Czech is, if he's going to get round here. They're backing up in front of him. That's the issue he's got. He's gone very wide there to let a car through on a flying lap. I think it was My Little Pony or Super Striker let through, who's invalidated his lap. So Super Striker is trying to get round to go again. It's all very chaotic here towards the end of qualifying. Pinto is going to get across the line. He's still P18. Is he going to go for another lap? Torres invalidated his lap. Here comes Czech. He's got 20 seconds to get across the line. I think he's going to make it. He's cut it mighty close, and he has got traffic in front of him. It's Thompson in front of him. So we've got a bit of a battle on our hands here. And the McLaren and the Alpine are in front of each other on track here. Ben is done his. He's P5 at the minute. We've got a four-way battle for first place here, separated by 2 cents. And Ant goes P3. Naz has dived into the pits. He's not going to set another lap. Ant's on the second row. Pretty certain he may stay there, looking at the times people have set so far. But it is a straight battle between Czech and Thompson for pole position here. Who's your money on?
It's got to be Thompson here for me.
Now, has Thompson pulled out of this? Thompson's pulled out. I think Thompson's pulled out of his lap.
Take that back.
So, yeah. So, Czech. Now, does Czech finish his lap? Or he's a 10th and a bit up? Does he know Thompson's backed off? Oh, Czech's completed the lap. And it's a 1:16 flat. Wow.
What a lap. That track obviously very, very hot at the moment.
Yeah, Butler's dodged the pit. He's invalidated his lap. Cowgan has retired. And so there you have it. Your grid for the Imola Grand Prix. Of course, we are going to have some penalties applied. So Thompson, I believe, has a 7-place penalty, I think it was. Let me get the incident log up here so we can tell you accurately what the penalties are going to be. So we have Thompson is getting 7-place penalty. Chrissy has got 8-place penalty there. Jay has got a 10-place penalty. And that is all she wrote. So Chrissy is going to drop to the back of the grid. Thompson will drop down into the middle order. And Jay will actually start here at the back of the grid. Your thoughts on the qualifying, Liam?
Lots of shake-ups in the grid. Obviously, a couple of new drivers shaking the grid up. Expect a hell of a race to come. Hopefully, it's nothing like. God, I forgot the last track.
Australia, yeah.
Yeah, Australia. I forgot what track it was because all I looked at was the safety car.
Yeah, and again, I think this track, it lends a bit with the high-speed corners. There's not a lot of overtaking opportunities except for that sort of down that long straight with the DRS. So hopefully people will be sensible and think that is the time to actually attack. But who knows?
Indeed.
So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you've got your bit of fun, bit of comedy that we have every race now with the start of the feature race that isn't the actual start of the feature race before we set up our custom grid to apply penalties, etc. So prepare for 19 F1 cars to have a destruction derby. Well, Thompson's car is actually destroyed.
And T. Kelly's just racing. I know he's realised.
He's turned it around.
yeah, that's fine. It's just an absolute.
There's always one.
But there's trying to DNF.
Yeah, he's trying to get it in a straight line to actually DNF.
No. No.
And this is why Aston managed to avoid the cost cap. They built actual tanks. There we go. Well done, Butler. Just a nice win there for Butler, even with the penalties. So now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grab a cup of tea, now is the chance before the drama kicks off, because we are going to do our custom grid, and then we will go racing around the track of Imola.
Wait for the lobby to finish.
It's taking its time.
It is, yeah, the timer is on, but normally does it a little bit faster than this.
If somebody's watching the podium, though, then it'll keep watching. Butler may be soaking up the adulate of the crowd.
Right. I've got these photos somewhere.
So 32 laps will be our feature race tonight. Of course, just got to get the custom grid in order with those 3 penalties that need applying. Are you going to do Merce penalty that you got in qualifying as well?
Yeah, what was it?
5 place penalty.
Did it get applied afterwards? Because I took a photo. Oh, mind you, I took it with... Yeah, that's fine, actually. I've got Murph as 16, so... Hang on... I don't know why I call him because it's Naz... Super Striker, Ben, My Little Pony. Where is Super Striker? There it is. Super Striker... Ben, My Little Pony... Butler... Jay, Chrissy... Oliver... Callum... Leonard... D. Kelly... Josh Murphy, P. B. Cherry Star. Hey, what were the penalties? Can you give me them now, sorry?
You've got Thompson with a let me just say 7 place.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You've got Chrissy.
P9.
You've got Chrissy with an 8 place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
And you've got Jay with a 10 place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Murph's. What was
a
Murph's?
5 place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it was just a massive shake up at the bottom then. So Jay will start from 17th. Chrissy from 16th. That's a dangerous pairing right at the back there. Murph will start right at the back with his penalty, and Thompson is in P8. Oh no, he's in P. He should be. He was P2, wasn't he?
You would have done. Yeah, you would have done Chrissy's bounty after.
7. So Thompson's P9. Sorry. Yeah, and then Chrissy. Yeah, damn no, that's fine.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are ready.
Indeed, sorted.
To go racing.
Oh, wait, I need to go to the settings and make sure it's fucking dry.
Right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, who have we just lost? We've just gone down to 18 drivers. Let me just have a quick look, see if I can spot anyone that's missing. Who have we just lost? It is Naz and the Haas. Yeah, he's just put there's nobody in the lobby.
I have to go back into the custom grid. He's back in 19. There it is, grid header. Where did he come?
Was he fourth?
Yeah, it was.
Should be third, won't he? Because of Thompson's penalty.
Yes, it's Czech and Naz.
Yep. All right. Let's go racing, ladies and gentlemen. 32 laps. Hold on to your seatbelts because they will be needed.
Be nice, Harry. I can't be asked fucking mediating.
I do not know what you mean. If I speak, I am in big trouble. Big trouble.
If I type, I'm in big trouble.
And you know these turn ones, sometimes very good, sometimes very shit. Let's ready up. Let's go racing. The chat, the viewers, the commentators have waited long enough. We need to get some racing. We need to get some drama. We need to get some overtakes, some undertakes, some naughty takes. And here we go.
It's a good thing I went and checked on the settings because the safety car was set to broadcast.
Oh, lovely.
And there's no formation lap as well, so that would have been interesting.
It's dry, but it doesn't look very sunny.
Any standouts for you, Harry? Picking a driver to win at the moment?
Again, it's the usual suspects, isn't it? You've got Thompson, Czech, Naz, also a great pace, and of course will be there or thereabouts. It'll be interesting to see what Jay does in terms of strategy. Whether he starts on the hards possibly and goes very long on them, and then try and with a safety car trying to get track position if people dive in the pits.
I am. I'm really, really interested to see the start from him and Chrissy at the back. I'd be definitely that's the one that I'm going to follow. Obviously, you stick with the front,
Yep.
Harry. But I feel like there's going to be drama at the back of the pack.
Yeah. Of course, we've got debut. I've had a message off the debutant Cherry saying didn't expect it to be this quick, but I've told him straight away race pace is very different to those one lap flyers, and especially in red arrows. Surviving often gets you points.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting. Someone's obviously had a bad connection here. And we'll be going to our formation lap. The clock is on countdown now. This way you get dramatic. It's like, well, the grid clock is on, so if they're not in the start line then, they will not be racing.
Things seem a little bit delayed this year on track for some reason. Especially with the lights. The lights seem to go out.
Absolutely.
We in the commentary box seem to almost jump the gun.
It's go, 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 go! That is what it seems to do.
The only commentary where we feel like Inspector Gadget, I suppose.
Yep, so of course we will have our formation lap to start proceedings here. I will set up the... So, we have Czech and Ben on the hard, so Shadow Realms on the hards. Everyone else on the mediums except Jay starting on the softs. Completely opposite to what we said he might do. He's going to try and get some overtakes in early, it would appear.
Advance through the pack.
So maybe he's thinking an early safety car and he can jump the gun and get up there.
For.
So, our grid, Super Striker in P4 as well after that debut win in the sprint last week. He's on P4, and then the return of the Ferrari, the return of our Season 1 champion, Shadow Realms, finally is hopefully going to avoid lap 1 drama, so we can actually get a true representation of his speed and what he can do.
I believe we've got both Ferraris back in the lineup. I don't believe EP was here last week either.
No, Pinto is down in P14 though. As people warm up tyres, and Ant is really backed off here. Czech is at the line. But then Naz has dropped off Ant, sorry. So, bit of mind games here. Ant letting the Alpine tyres cool down a little bit, but Czech's doing plenty of burnouts on the grid box there. And let's just see here, look at that, pointing his car directly across the track at RP2.
I thought I'd dip down.
So, Super Striker and Ben both missing their grids there, and My Little Pony as well. So, a few of the second and third rows going to have very cold tyres. As Murph comes at the back there and takes up his position. Chrissy down at the back there. He's missed his. But we are going to go racing. We're going to jump on board with our pole sitter here. See, in our screen, it's lights out. And now it's lights out for them. Czech with a very good getaway here. He's opened up that ARS. He's dropped Ant off the start here. Ant's going to come under pressure. We've got people flying around the back there. We've lost someone at the back. I saw debris flying at the back there. Thompson up the P5 there. He's going to stick with the inside. He's got an Aston Martin around the outside with Butler now. Butler's overtaking him there. It's all a bit chaotic at the minute. And
Oliver's out.
Oliver is out. And whoa! We've got people stopping on track there. That was Murph slamming on the thing. It's a safety car been deployed. Is it VSC, I think? Safety car not deployed. It is a VSC.
Some huge damage at the back there. Jay got cut up by Chrissy at the start. Jay having a great start, getting squeezed between the two cars in front. Jay's actually sustained end plate damage, which is terrible for him on the softs as well, hoping for a great start. Yeah,
you can see that front right has got damage on it. My Little Pony has lost its front wing completely, so that's probably the debris we saw flying at the back there. But now it is all about staying under that delta so you don't pick up a penalty. Thompson has got a penalty. I think it was collision with someone. Yeah, so it was a collide with someone under the VSC, I think it was. So he's got a 5-second. So who has jumped? So we've got Butler. Oh, where's Butler gone there? Oh, Thompson's overtaken someone there, I think.
We've got Oliver and Thompson, both warnings, lap 1, collisions with each other. Oliver was actually issued it first.
Yeah. Now Thompson's let Butler past here, and now Shadowrun, we're back racing, and Thompson's Thompson's been put into the wall! Laddard, a bit of collision there. Is that a bit of a revenge for Australia? And Thompson is out. Wow. Chrissy into the pits, Cherry into the pits, My Little Pony into the pits, Callie into the pits.
Jay in the pits. I think they're all... Jay actually putting fresh softs on as well.
He has. Safety car not deployed, but we have lost Thompson there. And it's just... Oh, Czech's out! Czech's spun, he's not out! Yeah, he's going to make collision though! Oh, yes! Ben! It's Ben again!
Everyone watch out!
Czech is out! Ben is out! Torre now, he's avoided it! Safety car deployed! Well. Safety car deployed!
Harry, we've had arguably the top 3 Indigo drivers and Lannard out in the first lap.
Wow! Safety car deployed.
Everyone was moaning about the pace of these Indigo drivers. Something that they don't have to worry about anymore, I guess. But 5 cars out in less than a lap of racing, not what we wanted to see.
It's not what we wanted to see. And again, Czech lost it exactly where he lost it in that first qualifying lap that he did. Joshy speeding in the pit lane, that's a 5-second penalty for him. And it will be Ant now leading the race. Wow. Now, could Czech have stayed off track there possibly after he spun and let the pack that was following him go possibly? Because there was a big gap from Joshy down to Chrissy. Possibly, but it is all in hindsight.
Patience, but
yeah,
if Chrissy can get Josh here. I don't think he will.
No. Josh out, back out on the track. And Cherry in his debut is up to P11 now. Jay in P13 on those fresh softs. Shout out to Murph on his debut, up into P5.
Gained 14 places. Torre as well.
He's Pinto up 8. So we have lost one Ferrari, and it is the... I think we're going to have to start calling him the car collector, because he keeps ramming all these cars and collecting them. Shadow Realms. He survived one more lap than we said. We hoped he would. Calgon up 6 positions from the start. Murph up 14. Pinto up 8. Tor up 10 positions, as you said. But yeah, My Little Pony down 8 positions from his start. But wow. Hopefully we can get some racing going when the safety car does come in. I suspect we've got one more lap of it.
Had a message from Callum saying that with the new addition of Czech, that the top 3 is now definitely out of shot for him. Currently in P4.
We said it before the race start. The first rule of Red House Racing is to survive. And we've got 14 cars that have survived the first 2 laps. But fortunately, we have lost 5, and that's 3 DNFs in a row for Thompson. I'm sure there'll be a ticket launch there, because it seemed that Lanard got alongside him and then put him into the wall. And obviously, Lanard now out as well. So Thompson may be sat. That beer may be tasting a little bit sweeter, with a bit of karma served in his view there, I suspect, because it was very much Bottas-Russell-esque there. The same bit of track. A lot of dry conditions, but yeah, there was definitely... we were right on board at the right time, let's put it that way, for that one. So, lap 4 is under the safety car, and I suspect the safety car will come in this lap. And we've got all 3 tyre compounds out on track at the minute.
Just another note as well, Harry. Obviously, we've got Ant in P1 and Jay pretty much at the rear of the grid.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big play on Jay mentally there to see if he can conjure something up.
What we will say from last year, obviously, they were the 2 standouts last year. So far, Ant, of course, had a DNF last race, so it was nil point for him. And at the minute, it will be nil point for Jay. But of course, a lot of racing still to go. Safety car is in this lap. So Ant will now take control of the pace. Now, what do you do here? Do you try and get an early jump going into that last left-hander, or do you actually wait as much as you can, because it is a long pit straight here?
Can you message me if anybody played the wildcard?
Yeah.
Don't say it, because I know the drivers watch it. I would particularly go early here. I would probably have gone already, maybe halfway through this corner.
Yeah.
The exit, maybe.
I think it's all depends on what the car behind is following, and Naz is following very close. We saw a lot of people caught cold. He's gone now.
He's gone. He's got a great start in there.
He has, but Callum, Naz is now getting that slipstream going.
Callum right behind Striker as well. They're both on the ERS.
They're pulling into Naz as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Murph has pulled into the back of this as well. Let's jump on with Jay, see how he's doing on the restart here. Whoa, what was that? That's Butler that spun there.
Yeah, I think Tor hit Butler, and then Chrissy's then gone back into the back of Josh and taken a bit of his end plate off, and due to the collision ahead.
We've got Callie trying to get past Butler and Jay on those softs. Not the start he'd want here.
Cherry almost losing it there.
Yeah,
as well.
So a bit out of shape there. He's giving Callie a bit of an option. Jay just watching the back of these two. That soft so much quicker than the hards in front of him. Of course, no DRS for 2 laps after the safety car. Jump to the front, Super Striker all over the back of Naz here, and opening up 7/10 on Naz in this first lap.
Oh, and Chrissy's looking at making moves down the inside. Josh almost made a collision there. Chrissy's in the pits.
Yeah, Chris had to dive in here. And Callie's dived in as well. Sorry, Callie's not dived in.
Jay's making a move on.
Jay's going down the outside now, which will be the inside. Come the first corner, he's past him. Job done. Up into the points for the reigning champion. And now has his sights set on the Aston Martin. We've got yellow flag set to 3. That's Butler spun again, I think.
James going very slow.
And now Jay's going to go up the inside here. He's going up the inside into the hairpin. Cherry leaves him room. Gets the better traction though out of the corner. Look at that traction. I did say the outside line of that hairpin sometimes comes good, and it did there for the hard tyres of Cherry. Nearly lost it down the hill last lap here. Looks better here, but look at Jay flying around the outside now. It's not the corner to make a move with those track limits, but he does. Cherry's backed out and sort of let him go as well. And his job done. P9 for Jay.
Good awareness from Cherry there, just knowing it all.
Yep.
But,
Josh and Torre. Oh, bit of coming together there.
I thought it was tight in the pits.
But that might be underbody damage or something there though that stopped him. Just replacing a wing. And sets the fastest lap and he's out of that, more importantly outside that DRS zone, as the DRS is now enabled. Super Cow gone up into P3, so he's got Naz. So look, Callie now looking at the inside of the Aston Martin. Pulls out of a move, but he's going to go for a cutback here. Through turn 4.
In the gravel trap.
Here he comes. Red Bull at the inside. Oh, he's gone wide though. Manages to keep it on track. And just in front of him, Jay now going for the cutback on Torre. Battles all over the place, and Torre lets him through. Torre picking his battles here, and the Williams on the soft tyres was not the one. We got Murph down in gravel trap.
Naz as well.
Yeah, Naz is really struggling in these conditions, and Joshy all over the back of Pinto as well here. And Pinto looking around the outside here. He's going to outbrake him. Oh, he clips in the back. Not the place to make a move, really. And he got his back end clipped. They've both managed to keep it on track, and Pinto has actually come out ahead of Naz. And Joshy was unable to capitalise from that. But Joshy now absolutely flying. He's going to look around the outside, of course, DRS. Whoa, and that was... someone cutting across the corner there. That was Torre cutting across the corner, I think, to avoid collision. Look at this down the pit straight now. We've got a 7-car train down the pit straight that's like 4 wide.
It's the most powerful track as well with DRS, and Naz is really going to suffer from multiple cars just hunting him down. I think that's 2 that's taking him, Josh and Jay. Yep,
and Jay pulling into the back of Josh now. Naz is a sitting duck at this stage of the race. Whether he's got some damage, slight damage that's cost him in top speed, because Callie is going to send one at the inside of him now as well. Job done there. Cherry now pulling into the back of him as well. Naz is really struggling. Cherry's going sending up the inside. Collision into the corner there. Both cars manages to keep it on straight. A bit of a lunge there by Cherry. And Naz has dropped back another position. Now Torre is going to have a go at the Haas. Goes round the outside. Not really the corner to do it. But Naz has definitely got damage.
It must be underbody. His wing's fine. His rear wing looks fine.
Oh, yep, Torre! Collision! And My Little Pony manages to avoid both of them. Again, 2 laps running. Someone has tried to send it in a corner that is really not built for overtaking. But at the front, we have Ant leading from Super Striker. Calgon is being dropped by these a little bit, but he's going to open a lovely, lovely gap now to P4 with Pinto. So Calgon in a bit of no man's land, but he won't care because it's podium place at the minute. Jay now up into P6. At the minute, just not managing to hold on to the back of Joshy, but he is still in that DRS zone, that all-important DRS zone. My Little Pony into the back of Naz now as well.
I'm not too sure what's wrong with Naz. So, especially with that qualifying pace, you'd expect him to be up.
Oh, it's so tight. My Little Pony just pulls out, going for the cutback though. Naz goes to the outside here, goes for the cutback. My Little Pony goes through on the inside. And definitely a lack of speed for that Haas. And My Little Pony, job done. And Naz now is going to come under threat from Tor once again. But Joshy pulling up into the back of Pinto. And Jay with them as well. There's Tor. There's our first track limits. Jay right on the back of both of these as well. And again, Pinto's going to be a bit of sitting duck down that start-finish straight. with the DRS zone.
T. Kelly will have that DRS with Jay as well, so EP's going to drop a lot of positions here.
Let's see who he can hold off, if anyone. It's Lanod that's going to be first up to have a go at him.
Joshy.
Pinto's going to defend down the outside, so Joshy through. Job done, and Pinto had to get off the acceleration there, which brings Jay right into the back of him. Good news for Pinto. He will have DRS if he keeps hold of Joshy for this lap. Oh, Joshy spun it! Round the outside, Joshy's in the gravel trap. Manages to keep it going. Just be careful, My Little Pony, coming back onto the track here. Joshy sensibly waits for a gap. But Torre is going to go up the inside of him here. So a bit of an issue there. But now Jay all over the back of Pinto. And Pinto once again becomes the sitting duck. This is all helping. This is all helping the front three. He's Josh it again, yeah. Oh, Jay wide though. Jay nearly lost it. And he's going to come under threat from T. Kelly here. T. Kelly, job done.
Jay lost that back in there, the exit outside chicane.
We did say you take a bit too much of them curbs, and that's what happens. But now Kelly is not in the DRS of Pinto, which means Jay should make light work of the Red Bull on the way back through. He goes right around the outside early doors here. Leaves plenty of room around the inside. Job done, and Pinto gets to have 1 lap's respite. But now we're getting towards sort of pit territory. When do these soft tyres start going on?
I'm just thinking that then, Harry. I remember at the start, soft strategies, it was around laps 7 to 9. Obviously, there was maybe 1 or 2 laps under the safety car. So I expect Jay to be pitting within quite easily the next lap or 2, I reckon, for the Williams.
These hard tyres are going to come into life now as well. So Kelly is actually, he's pulling in Jay, and I'm not surprised here because those hard tyres will be in peak condition at the minute, probably for the next 7 or 8 laps. You're probably going to be the best times you're going to be setting in these hard tyres. And the medium tyres now will start to struggle as well. But I suspect those softs are coming towards the end of their life. That was a scruffy corner there by Kelly. So he's been dropped by Jay a little bit. He's still in that DRS zone, the all-important DRS zone. Pinto is just... Jay slipped back into Pinto's DRS range as well. So it's probably going to come under threat again down the pit straight. Like you say, it's about 6-7 tenths advantage down the pit straight. The DRS, and Jay at the minute is 8 tenths, so maybe Pinto, depending on that battery, can just about hold this off. Let's see. Here he goes. The suction begins, the pulling begins, but no, Pinto's going to hold it off here. Yeah, it was about 4 tenths he pulled in there, but I suspect Pinto used a lot of that battery up that time. Murph and Naz now going down the pit straight, and he's got a bit of a Haas sandwich behind him here. But Naz doesn't have that DRS and just backs out completely. And Naz must have some form of damage here. He's dropped from one of the front runners to P12 now with just Joshy behind him, and Joshy having a bit of a nightmare after that incident.
It could be rear wing damage,
Possibly. Joshy has dived into the pit, so he's on the hard. So, although a long way behind, just keep an eye on him because he's just got a time penalty. That's commentator's curse. But I'd say he may just about sort of start making ground up with the big undercuts, but he is 51 seconds behind anyone, so maybe not. Ant leads into lap 13. We've got a yellow flag there. That's Torre that's round. And he's got Chrissy and Murph coming up behind him here now. Chrissy gets the job done before the corner, but Tor's not giving up without a fight. Oh, and look at the Red Bull through there, Murph! What a dive, what a move! On his debut for Red House Racing, he saw a gap, and now Chrissy is off track as well there, so Murph's now going to have DRS down the main straight. He makes contact on the back of Chrissy, though. Chrissy losing the back end all over the place.
Oh, T. Kelly's just dropped 2 places, and B. Cherry's actually jumped into P5 there.
Maybe a bit of an instant with Jay and Kelly. Jay's lost it! Oh, he just manages to keep it out of the barrier.
I think he's run those softs far too long. 11 laps on those softs here. I think that's just too much work out of them.
And Cherry up into P5. Him and Pinto both up 10 positions. Calgon up 7 positions from their start. And Cherry's pitted. Let's not forget this. Cherry started on the mediums, has gone on to the hards. So if he can take the hards for another 10, 12, 13 laps, he can go to the softs and end this race on the softs. Super Strike in.
5-second penalty.
Speeding in the pit lane, I suspect.
Yeah.
He has served it. Now, where does Pinto come out? No, Super Striker should. Oh no, Pinto's going to jump him here.
Yeah, B Cherry up into P4 as well.
Possibly not. I think Super Striker might get out before Cherry. And you've got Joshy in front of him as well. Oh no, Cherry's going to go. Yep, Cherry P4 now. And Cali P5. So that sort of gives Ant a bit of a measure of where he would come out on track.
Jay losing 2 places on that corner as well to Chrissy and Murph.
He's dived into the pits, Jay, so let's keep an eye on it and see if he does have any damage.
Hard or mediums, what do you reckon, Harry?
I suspect hard at this stage.
I think you
it is hard, yeah. No damage though, so he's just... I think those tyres, like I say, just absolutely shot. Maybe he was thinking of another safety car was coming, hopefully. He sort of rode him as long as he could. But it was just a bit too long. So, Super Striker now on these fresh hards. Let's see what he can do time-wise. But it's come out in traffic, which Ant and Calgon both pitted now. So now we'll see where Ant's going to come out in terms of...
Surely EP would follow, and that might give B Cherry...
He may. Pinto's leading. Cherry could lead a lap of this race on his Red Hours Racing debut.
Ant is coming into the pits.
Ant's coming out now. Cherry's just coming across the line. I think Ant might just get
him. Oh no, sorry, and the wrong car.
Ant's just about maintained. And Cali now is up to P2. And oh, Cherry collides! Collision, Cherry's round. Him and Cali, a little bit of contact there. Cherry's managed to get it back, facing the right way. He's dropped down to P6, unfortunately. And those tyres are going to be a bit slippy for the next few corners. Super Striker all over the back of Cali now as well.
Whole of the
job done. Look at that. Brilliant traction there from Super Striker. I suspect there's a lot of assist on that traction. And he's back up into P2 and trying to hunt down Ant as Ant gets his tyres up to temperature. Jay up into P10 now.
Josh as well, just trying to avoid Ant snapping at his ankles.
Ant will be trying to get in that DRS range, I suspect, to try and get a bit of DRS before Joshy lets him go. And we have everyone now on the hard tyres. And didn't get the DRS on Joshy there. But you've got the front 5 now, all separated by a second each.
Josh.
Yeah, gets out. Ooh! Very dodgy place to try and get out of the way. And did well to react, but Super Striker is now being sucked into him. He's down to 8 tenths, and he's ahead of Joshy as well. So Super Striker not impeded, and a little bit impeded there mid-corner. Joshy panicking, I think, seeing the yellow flags.
Blue.
Them as well.
You're colourblind, it's all the same.
Yeah, colourblind. I'll use that excuse. But these next few... back from Super Striker.
Callum just overtaking Josh
Pony,
as well.
But we're going to stay on.
Not having the best of races. Started great, that spin and a couple more on the in lap.
Super Striker is going to get Super Striker is going to get the DRS. He sets the fastest lap. He's going to suck into Ant here. 3 tenths behind him now. It's down to 2.5. Is he going to have enough space? He's going to have to pull out not quite enough space this lap. Ant survives, but this is going to be a recurring battle now unless Ant can open up that space between now and the DRS zone again. Calgon, as you said, pulled into the back of My Little Pony.
Just a question of when Callie and Pony's tyres are going to drop off and bring Callum back into the pack. 13 laps older than those around them. You there, Harry? Muffles. Bear with my commentator while he sorts his headset out. A couple of intimate issues.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Harry. Yep,
there we go. Sorry, this new headset does come with a few issues, unfortunately, as we jump on board with Super Striker again. A bit further back this time. Callie's diving to the pitch. It's my Little Pony up into P3. Calgon all over the back of him here, though. Calgon goes through into P3.
Car on the medium, not too sure why you felt like you had to pit. There was no damage to the car there.
But those old tyres were 15 laps old. He wouldn't have a set of hard tyres left, so it was either that or the soft. So I suspect Cherry and My Little Pony probably trying to get to about lap 20, I suspect, before putting on the mediums. Or do you think try and go to lap 22, 23, 24 and then go softs?
It really depends how much wear they have on them. Anything around 30% at the moment, 20-30% would be acceptable to carry on. Anything more than 30, I think if you have to dive in and look at getting some more, I don't think they would carry you to the end of the race.
Tor's coming to the pits there. Chrissy with the penalty here. A few of those track limit ones are starting to take effect, and that's a front wing change there for Tor, who's going to the softs. So that's going to be a long stint on those soft tyres, 13 laps. As Ant comes through to start lap 19 of 32, and Super Striker's dropped back here. Super Striker had a bit of a shaky lap there, and Ant's opened up a second and a half, and more importantly, he's broken that DRS. So possibly a bit of an incident there for Super Striker, possibly lost some time, bit of a wiggly bum through one of the corners, or ran wide.
No cars actually within an attacking range of any cars around them.
But Ant is putting the pedal to the floor here in a minute, opening up that space as Pinto is trying to close in on the back of Chrissy here. It's Chrissy on those old tyres.
Striker has that 5 seconds as well.
Yep, absolutely. Pinto has 3 seconds now. Again, whoa, Pinto just decided to smash one of the brake markers and has gone very wide here now. And where's Callie? Not close enough to take advantage, but Pinto's dropping back. Oh, Chrissy now after that. Bit of an incident there. And P5, Cherry now on his debut. He's got 3 seconds behind. Here's Chrissy. Both on those old hard tyres now. And My Little Pony and Cherry both on 17 lap old hards now. So he's got to be getting towards this, like you say, the time to decide, do we ride and die and go into mediums, or do we push the limits and go for those softs? Which, of course, Jay has shown 12 lap old softs don't like braking.
No, they don't last very long.
I say 10 laps max on those soft tyres is what you're going to get. But you will be on a par or possibly worse off than those on hard tyres at the end. As we saw.
6 or 7 good laps on the softs, and then the rest I think you're really struggling after that.
Yeah.
And just extending his lead at the front.
He's showing his impressiveness a little bit now, showing his style. Where are you in my phone? There we go. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Who's had a bit of a moment down there? It's Torres had a moment on fresh softs as well. He's had a bit of a moment. And he's having another bit of a moment now as well. My Little Pony's in the pits now. What's he going for tyre-wise? He's going mediums.
Cherry up to 4th now.
Yeah, 19 laps on those hard tyres now. Chrissy 15 laps with a penalty.
I'm not by all means wishing for one, Harry. But I would happily take one of the safety cars from last week and steal it from that race and put it into this one at the moment. Bring the cars back together.
I think we'd see everyone dive into the pits that hasn't in the last few laps then. And I think we'd have a lot of red S's next to those lap times. So if you just joined us now, you've missed a lot of action. The first 2 laps were marred by controversy. We lost 5 cars in 2 laps, which had a VSC lap 1 and then safety car deployed in lap 2. Since then, we've only lost Butler with a bit of an incident involving, we believe, was Torre, I think you said it was.
Yeah, he retired in the pits.
Yep. Since then, we've had Jay down in P10 still trying to do strategy-wise to try and get back up through the grid. He's not managed to yet. And Super Strike have been setting the pace at the front. Calgon, Chrissy, Cherry, and who else did we have? Murph all dived up massive positions. Murph's dropped back now since that incident he had when he spun. Shown great pace and strategy and patience to move up the grids. Naz definitely has some sort of damage because he was one of the fastest men on the track in qualifying in the first few laps, but he has just been holding off attack after attack since then. And just seeing Chrissy now. Cherry's into the DRS range of Chrissy for P4 here. 20 laps on those hard tyres now. I think Chrissy seems to be struggling more on the 16 old lap tyres.
Yeah, I think Chrissy made a move on Cherry. But yeah, doesn't seem to be doing wonders pulling away. Strike with another time penalty. That's going to give him 8 seconds now, which actually...
Yeah, that brings Calgon up into P2.
Yeah.
Callie with a penalty now as well. Those penalties... Oh, that's tour round again, I think.
I think Chrissy's yellow flags allowing the car behind through.
Possibly Chrissy pulling away from Cherry at this stage. Now does Cherry dive in the pits here? He does. Sounds like I can predict things. Yellow flag set to 3. I think that's Tour again, isn't it? Possibly letting through a faster car. Oh, and Cherry's picked up a penalty in the pit lane there.
Might not have read the league rules.
He's going softs. He's read them, I just know he hasn't. He's not one that has done manual pit lane or manual ERS before, so this is all a bit new to him.
Right, fair dues then.
He's picked up those 5 seconds, unfortunately, there, though. He's dropped down behind Jay into P10. But Murph quite far back behind him now. So hopefully it will be points. And he's on those softs, so by all means... Naz only 13 seconds up the road, 10 laps. Who knows? But Ant has dropped Super Strike at this stage. And again, with those 8 seconds, it's looking very, very comfortable for the Mercedes man at the front. Calgon just coasting along. Like you say, if he keeps within those 8 seconds, he's 7.5 at the minute. So he will be thinking. But Super Striker now will be having head down. But he has shown that he does exceed those track limits. So Calgon may not have to rely on staying within the 8 seconds because Calgon with no penalties at the minute. But we shall see.
Extended that gap by half a second. It was 7.5. It's now just under 8.
Yep. So Callie pulling into the back of My Little Pony. Does he have the DRS? He does. Don't think he's going to be able to do it here though.
Oh,
Jay. Oh, no! Jay and Naz.
I think no. I don't know. I don't think it's a brake check. I think Naz has tried to let him through and.
Jay dives into the pits.
Yeah, And Chrissy's round as well.
Yep, Callie is up. And now Cherry all over the back of Naz. He's made up 13 seconds on Naz in one lap here.
And can I just point out, here comes Ant to lap J.
Wow. Naz going really defensive here. Cherry round the outside. Job done.
Closing that gap.
1.3, yeah. Maybe a bit of traffic or something, possibly.
No, I think
Ant just made a mistake.
He's not using his DRS, Ant, so I think Ant can escape it whenever he wishes to.
Yeah. Cherry up into P8 now, but does have that 5-second penalty, so does have to open that gap from Naz, but it's already 2.5 seconds. Naz is just a sitting duck for everyone at the minute, it would appear. And Jay's had to go on those fresh mediums because he's used both those sets of softs early on. Murph picks up another penalty, unfortunately. So Cherry now only 1.6 behind Chrissy on those hold hard tyres. So Chrissy should be easy work here if Cherry keeps it going. And opening up the... I think... Did Dad say Naz has joined? Maybe Naz was AI for a bit there, possibly.
Yeah, just seeing that.
That would explain the very slow driving. And just maintaining again with those 8 seconds. He does have a lot of time in hand here. So, but Calgon unfortunately has dropped further back here. So it is a comfortable P3 at the minute for Calgon. I think he's going to be delighted with that, regardless where he finishes. Yeah. Pinto, we did say Ferrari are owed a nice finish around this track, and he's P4 at the minute, but he does have My Little Pony closing in behind him on those fresh mediums, and he brings Callie with him as well. And then there's a bit of a gap to Chrissy and Cherry pulling into the back of Chrissy on those old hard tyres. You suspect it should be an easy pass for him on these fresh softs. Jay now P11 running out of the points, but I think he is about to steal the fastest lap of the race, just despite those people in front of him. But it's not been a great day for the reigning champion. The winner of round 1 at the minute on a mission to try and get at least a single point, with that incident with Naz just summing up a bit of a miserable day for Jay, really. Torre dives into the pits for another time, running right at the back there. And is this going to be fastest lap on those medium tyres for our reigning champion? It is a 1:18.3. Naz has got a time penalty there for track limits in his pursuit, and Chrissy at the minute holding off Cherry really well. Cherry not able to close under that second gap to try and use that DRS to pull him in. But 20 lap old hard tyres, they're going to start to struggle. But he's only a tenth down on his best lap, Chrissy. He's on lap 20 on the hard tyres.
Strange, the hard tyres, when they decide to come into their own, isn't it?
Yeah, they do always seem to have that second wind, don't they, as well? And I think that's where they are at the minute. But yeah, not managing to get within that DRS range. And Chrissy actually pulling away from him on the straight. So Chrissy doing a masterclass of tyre management at this stage of the race. And Super Striker now.
Doing that second as well. Super Striker, yeah.
Yeah, I just jumped on board there. Murph spinning the pit lane. Late pit stop there by Murph. It's got to be some form of damage, I suspect. But Super Striker so close to that DRS of Ant. But again, with only 5 laps to go now, he has to get past and then open up an 8-second lead if he's to take a feature race win. I think Ant took a bit of a born of the sponsorship signs off the track there with him. But Ant does have a lot of that ERS in tow. I think he's saving it just in case Super Striker does get in that DRS range. He can go defensive with it. I suspect that's what's happening there. But Pinto We said he was 3 seconds ahead. My Little Pony's pulled a second off Pinto now. So Pinto may come under threat these last few laps for that P4. But Calgon won't mind in P3 where he's sat at the minute on his own little island. Loving life.
Without a penalty as well. Him, Ant and Jay, the only three.
Yeah. And just once again, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. It's Torre round again. And just holding off that DRS again. And every lap that goes by, it's just becoming a bigger and bigger task to not only get past Ant, but get past and build up that gap. So it's definitely the Mercedes man's to lose from here out. 4 laps, including this one, to go. And Chrissy has actually dropped Cherry by another 6/10. Maybe those soft tyres not having as much life as Cherry hoped. 5 laps on them, and they'll be getting to the stage now where they don't actually like it very much. But Chrissy's just picked up a penalty. So he's actually a second down on Cherry now in terms of penalties. So Cherry can knock off 9/10 here. Then he will actually jump up a position. Jay's back up into the points in P10 now, with Murph taking that late pit stop. But can he catch Naz? It's 18 seconds. But we've seen Naz really struggling on whatever damage he got. Tor picks up a penalty to add to his woes. Just looking here, Chrissy's got the 6 seconds, Cherry's got the 5. The rest are all 3, so he's not going to jump. My Little Pony now onto the back of Pinto. Tor getting out of the way of the battles in front of him here. He's actually spun round. So that's one way to get out of the way. Luckily, no safety car deployed unnecessarily. But My Little Pony all over the back of Pinto now. And again, like I said before, he's dragged Callie along with him to join this party. But Pinto may be a sitting duck here on those hard tyres.
Pinto on the ERS, nice and early, defensive.
Yep. He's actually pulling away at the minute. That DRS is open, but the ERS winning the battle at the minute. And I think he's going to run out of room here. But I think it may be a matter of time, unless he can harvest a lot of that battery for the rest of this lap. I think Pinto may be under threat. But they've dropped Callie a bit from that with that DRS pull there. So Callie now maybe solidifying that P6. Naz has dived into the pits, which is going to give Jay another position, I suspect.
That's twice now. Jay from P11. Murph jumps in, gave him a place. Naz doing the same.
I think Naz going for the fastest lap, possibly. He's put a fresh pair of softs on. And Jay up into P9. And Cherry coming back at Chrissy a bit now. As they're coming up to the back. Tor gets out of the way of more cars. And it's 1.7 now, so Cherry's got a bit of a scent that he is a second up on those penalties, so maybe it is worth pushing it a bit. It's down, he's 6/10 away from getting him in terms of penalties, so if Cherry can put in a flying last couple of laps here, if those tyres hold up, it'll be job done. My Little Pony has got Pinto here, down, start, finish straight. Job done, into turn 1. My Little Pony up into P9. Now, can Pinto hold on there and get some DRS back at him?
Oh, lovely driving from Pinto. Still hanging on to the back room. I think.
I think Pinto may have done a bit of tactics here, possibly. Just holding on and deciding he wants to be the attacker rather than the defender for these last few laps.
You don't gain the full advantage of the DRS straight though.
He needs to kind of hold on at least for a lap for that DRS so he doesn't come under attack from Callie as much. The Super Striker closing right in the back of Ant here on this last lap, but again, 8 seconds in tow. Murph has jumped ahead of Joshy. Jay with a penalty. Is that going to affect anything down there? No, luckily.
You could do that 10 more times. I think it would be just effective.
So we'll jump on board with our race leader. Second place in the championship last season. Disappointing DNF finish in our feature race in Melbourne. But it is going to be back to winning ways for Ant in Imola here as he comes through the final few corners. Super Striker backed off a bit now. So it's going to be a P1 and P2 here with Ant and Super Striker. And then Calgon, unless something absolutely miracle happens, is going to pick up a podium here. And then it will be a battle race to the line between Pinto and My Little Pony. But Ant, round the pass corner, will jump on board with the Mercedes man as he returns to winning ways in Imola. It's a P1 for Ant. Super Striker takes a very, very, very impressive P2. And we'll jump on board with Calgon here as he comes through the final few corners here. Very impressive. If you look at where he started on the grid, P10 to P3. Naz does set the fastest lap, and he will get the point because he is P10 as things stand. But it's Calgon in P3 takes the last podium. And now how close is Pinto down this last straight? Don't think he's going to be close enough. I think My Little Pony's going to hold on here.
I think it was 0.4 of a second that somebody previously gained up this straight with the DRS. He's too far away.
So My Little Pony 4th, Pinto 5th, Cali 6th. Chrissy's going to hold on for P7 because he's dropped Cherry massively here. Maybe those hard, soft tyres are really screaming out, or maybe he's just had a bit of a wobble on that last lap. But Chrissy, despite that extra penalty, is going to hold on to P7 here. Cherry on his debut, an impressive P8. And that is all she wrote. J P9, Naz P10. What are your thoughts on the race?
Well, eventful, as I say. Could probably have stolen one of the safety cars from the week previous, but like I say, there was enough drama in that first 3-4 laps to fill the whole race. But yeah, a great win for Man. Obviously, getting himself back to winning ways. Jay, on the flip side of the coin, will be horrendously disappointed with his race, and I expect a fair few tickets to be risen.
Yep. Interesting to see what comes out of the Lannard and Thompson incident. That we jumped right on board as that one happened, and then again we've seen a few incidents in camera here, unfortunately, so we will see what is logged and what comes out of it. Your pick for driver of the day?
I'm going to go with Eric Pinto, the Ferrari man.
Mr. Tyre Management himself.
Yeah, indeed, for me, him. He's my choice. Yourself?
I'm going to go Calgon, I think. Jumping up those 10 positions. Didn't really have many racing incidents or anything we could jump on board with him, but very consistent. Again, was one of those that didn't have any incidents, wasn't spinning, no mistakes, just stayed really consistent, no penalties, and picks up a very, very solid P3 there. And then we will decide our third nomination after let the drivers vote, and then we will reveal next week who our driver of the day is. And again, guys, if you've not liked or subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Turn on the notifications so you can join us next week when we will be returning with round 3, season 3, and it will be in the home of racing itself. With a sprint, we will be heading to Silverstone. But for me, it is goodbye, and from him, it is
goodbye.
See you next week, guys.